For British farmers, the effects of Brexit have become clearer. Boston, England. For 4 decades, the prime agricultural land that Sarah Pettit's family rented near its home produced bumper crops of vegetables, including purple sprouting broccoli destined for the shelves of upscale British supermarkets. But when post-Brexit migration rules kicked in, curbing recruitment from Eastern Europe, a vital stream of workers dried up in this area close to Britain's eastern coastline. Ms. Pettitt said she had little choice but to cut production by a fifth. If you can't get people to come and harvest it, you're not going to take your pound notes out of your back pocket and chuck them in the fire, she said as gray clouds hung over the 100-acre expanse of flat, fertile land that her family routinely rented from a local farmer but has now given up. 2 years after Britain left the European Union's economic area, ending the ability of the bloc's citizens to automatically work in Britain, the effects of Brexit are unfolding across the economy. One of the clearest is a shortfall of around 330,000 workers, mostly in less skilled jobs, including transportation, retail and hospitality, according to the Centre for European Reform and UK in a Changing Europe, 2 research institutes. That dearth of workers has hit the food and farming sectors particularly hard. Last year, £22 million, about $27 million, worth of fruit and vegetables went unharvested, according to a survey by the National Farmers Union. In the survey, 40% of respondents said they had suffered crop losses, and more than half said they had cut back production. Ms. Pettitt, for one, would welcome more Poles, Latvians or Lithuanians to Boston. That would be fantastic, she said. But in the years since Britain voted to quit the European Union, many have left the country, and Brexit is making it hard to recruit replacements. And harvesting crops, she said, is a job many Britons have long avoided. Brexit has meant a massive drop in immigrant workers, according to an assessment by an agricultural recruiting group. At the time of the vote in 2016, Brexit supporters were chafing at what they felt was a loss of sovereignty to the European Union, notably on control of immigration. Opinion polls now show that Britain's sentiments have begun to shift against Brexit, as business owners cite difficulty in finding workers, as well as thorny trade issues and what they describe as onerous paperwork requirements. In Boston, where residents strongly supported Brexit, there is little evidence that attitudes have changed toward the European Union. But people like Ms. Pettitt are coming to realize the effects of Brexit on their own lives and livelihoods. Located 160 miles north of London, Boston has become a prime example of Britain's 21st century population shifts. When a group of former communist countries joined the European Union in 2004, Britain was one of only 3 of the bloc's nations that immediately opened their labor markets to the new workforce. At the time, Poland's economy was suffering from high unemployment, and hundreds of thousands of Poles moved to Britain, including highly motivated young people with good qualifications. With many jobs to be had, particularly in farming and food processing, Boston swelled in size after 2004. But the influx of immigrants put pressure on schools and medical services, stoking a local backlash that eventually contributed to a pro-Brexit sentiment in the town a decade later. But with the onset of Brexit, the situation was basically reversed. Now workers from countries like Poland could not come to Britain to work without a visa. At the same time,